Trying to get this figured out here real quick.
You guys there, George?
They're down by 14. And Toretta intercepted by Teague. George Teague to the end zone. Touchdown. Hall is now right in the middle. That's their blitz. Passes away. Penalty flag down. Lamar Thomas has got it. Lamar Thomas is on his way down the sideline. George Teague is after him and runs him down. Takes the ball away from him. Teague's got the ball. And they tackle Teague back at the 12. Game's over. Alabama defeats Miami. Number 2 beats number 1, 34-13.
Blitz on from the 1. And they throw a fade right side of the end zone for Owens. He got both feet in. Touchdown catch over the shoulder. Look at it. Here we go. They're going to have a big fight. There goes Owens. Puts it down. And he levels it. Here it goes. And now Teague is aimed at by an offensive lineman. Flozell Adams pulls Teague away. And Owens is waved to the bench. And he stands in the middle of the star and holds the ball out. Let me tell you something, Brad. Terrell Owens started it. Emmett Smith went out to the 50, trumped him. Now Terrell Owens comes back, and George Teague said, you know what, I'm not going to take this. Good for George Teague.
And welcome into another Teague's Take podcast. With George Teague. It would be weird if it was Teague's Take podcast with not George Teague. We are live from the Maverick Bar. I am IndyCar Tim. Lincoln Coleman's in the house with us again this week. We are live from the Maverick Bar in Carrollton, Texas, 1616 West Hebron Parkway. 16 minutes from anywhere in DFW. I understand that's not true, so I probably need to quit saying that.
It sounds good, though. You should keep saying it.
We got a nice little crowd in the house for sure. And I'm dealing with video issues here, so I apologize. We got a great show lined up for everybody. George is here at the table with me. JT is on Teague's Take assignment somewhere.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's going to be joining the video stream here shortly. And we got another special guest. George is pulling out all the stops, bringing these guests on with us. Mr. Clancy, I didn't say Mr., I say Coach. Coach Clancy Pendergast is with us this week. How you doing, Coach?
Great, man. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Time out. Hang on. I got to fix this. My apologies.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clancy is our guy, though.
Yeah, Clancy's our guy. I knew that was going to happen.
There's a lot of people that don't know.
All right, there he is right there. How are you doing, Coach?
I'm doing good, man. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. We know you're busy. We appreciate you spending some time with us tonight for sure. I know you got a special place in George's heart for sure. He's told me a lot about you and spending time with you and being coached by you and all that good stuff. So I feel like I already know you.
No, he's definitely one of the more special players that I've had an opportunity to work with over the years. And when I moved on from Dallas and had an opportunity to be a coordinator at Arizona and then Kansas City, and then I went to college football for a few years, I always reference George as having the traits that you look for in a player for sure.
So you still think he could lace them up and get out there? You know, the Cowboys need some help in the secondary.
Well, I know he could definitely get them lined up in the right spot for sure and call the play out.
With that green dot on the helmet, he'd be good to go.
Yeah, he could definitely handle that for sure.
You know, Clancy is just so that everyone knows, and I haven't really said this that much to Clancy, so I don't want to make him cry or anything on here, but Clancy is like my mentor, man, that, being a high school coach and really trying to figure out what I want to do. Clancy has done so much for me personally, but also really trying to figure out what I want to do.
Sorry.
Clancy has done so much.
Sorry.
Hold on. Okay.
You're
That's
good.
pretty
Go
cool,
ahead.
though.
I'm trying to get the video muted, but it won't work.
Okay. So Clancy has always been there for me. There have been times that I've called him, pretty much at the halftime of a football game. It seems like he said, man, I can't get them to stop doing this to me. What do I do? And he told me to get my little napkin out of my little piece of paper, because he taught me that as well, to just draw the stuff up and let's make this work. So, he has a great defensive mind, a great coaching mind. He's given me the opportunity to do multiple internships with him at the Cardinals and with the Browns. So when people ask me about those, I actually was being mentored by him. Then he actually had me coaching the linebackers for a little while. Good Lord, man.
Well, you were almost as big as a linebacker when you played.
Okay. I'm about to call me a linebacker right now. That wouldn't be right.
But he ran like a corner, though,
There you go.
Yes, what's up, JT?
JT joins us.
JT Money's in the house. I don't know if you can see him or not.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry, I'm a little late.
Well, we know that you're dealing with a little baby at the house. The last show we had, it was about to be on the way. So this is the first one with the new baby. Is that correct?
That's right.
That's right. Well, you look like your eyes are red, man. You getting any sleep?
I took a long nap today between I don't know, probably 11 and 3, if you want to call that a nap, or just went back to sleep.
That was 11 p.m. and 3
a.m.
But okay, so we got Clancy on here, and there's a lot of stuff we want to talk to you about, because he's got a wealth of knowledge and different things that we definitely want to spend these times. We're already getting questions in, for people asking, wanting to know a lot of different things from Clancy. But Clancy, I do want you to know these next 3 shows that we're having, and I've mentioned this to you before you agreed to come on, was to talk a little bit about that September 24th date, 2000. Oh, there's good and bad in that game. The bad was that we lost, and I guess the good for me was that I kind of put my staple down on what it meant to be a Dallas Cowboy. So
Tony Casillas gave you some huge props last week here sitting at the table.
Yeah.
He told everybody, he told the world that George Teague will forever be his favorite Cowboy because of the way he defended the star and the Cowboy pride that day.
Yep. So this one I'm going to be listening a whole lot, because what I mentioned to him, Coach, was that I hear so much from fans about hitting TO on the star and things of that nature. There are a lot of people want to hear, kind of what was that like from a coach's side. So I think Tim and JT may have a few questions for you.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess going into it, the whole TO situation, of course, I was watching it on TV like millions were. From a fan standpoint, I had all the pride in the world for George. I knew a little bit about him, of course, coming out of Alabama and playing in Green Bay before that. And but I was like, man, this guy's cool, But let me ask you from a coaching standpoint, because I know you guys look at things a little bit differently from the sidelines over there. What was the initial thought when that first incident happened? Let's go back to the first time T.O. went out to the Star and showboated like that.
Well, I had a pretty good view of it because I was in the press box. So,
okay.
I was working with the defensive backs at the time, and I did the personnel groups in and out with Mike Zimmer. He was the coordinator at the time.
Sure.
So I was kind of his eyes up in the booth. And, I saw the touchdown made. And, of course, I was disappointed that he scored because I was working with the defensive backs.
Sure.
And, he runs out to the Star and puts the ball down. And, you could just tell by the way, just kind of the defense's reaction. And everybody was, not maybe a little bit surprised, but obviously, T.O. was a very, flamboyant player. And a lot of times in between series, I notoriously get George on the phone to go over, plays or adjustments, things like that. And when the defense came back to the sideline, and I thought I'd give him a couple minutes to cool down. When he wouldn't get on the phone and visit about what happened on that series, I kind of knew if anything transpired throughout the rest of the game, he might be somewhat involved. And, George displayed a lot of things that, you look for in a football player, which is, smart, tough, and competitive. And I think at the time he displayed, going and hitting T.O. was more just him sticking up for his teammates and how much the Dallas Cowboys meant to him. And so when I saw the different things transpire during the game, I wasn't really surprised that George did what he did at the time.
No, like I said, it melted the hearts of Cowboys fans everywhere, man. When he took, of course, T.O. goes out, does the initial little showboat. Emmett scores a touchdown, runs out, yanks the helmet off, pounds the ball in the middle of the star and stared. I presume he was trying to stare T.O. down over on the Niners sideline. And then, of course, the second touchdown is one that happened to George. So did the coaching staff at all have any kind of conversation about this? Was this addressed in the room at all by anybody?
We talked about the next day that, it wasn't a smart decision, but it was a decision made, I think, that George made just by instincts. And I think you just saw his competitiveness come out at that time. And I remember George saying that week that, he hopes we get another shot at him the following season. And I think that's the one thing that nobody really talks about was the following season in 2001. We played them. They came to Dallas again, and we had a really young team. And, we won the game, I think, 21-16 or, it was a very short margin. It was within a touchdown. And late in the game, George broke up a pass that was intended for T.O. in the back of the end zone. And that kind of just put a statement on the fact that George kind of owned that little rivalry between the two because he had the final say.
So, George, follow-up question for you. Have you and T.O. discussed this at any length?
No, absolutely not. Terrell Owens has not even given me the time of the day. I've actually tried to speak to him multiple times. The first time was really just while he was not with the Cowboys, but just trying to reach out and make amends. I knew it was kind of heated and that type of stuff. But I think it's all part of the game, right? That you're playing and things just happen. But once he ended up coming to the Cowboys, and I was retired at that point.
Right.
I was actually on the sideline with the Cowboys watching the game, and he wouldn't even speak to me then.
That is crazy.
I know, because I walked up to him, tried to shake his hand, tried to talk to him, give him some dap, and
well, I think he knows you had the final say in the rivalry between you two. Like I said, nobody ever talks about that play. It was a great play. On fourth down in the back of the end zone, we were playing what we call a gold coverage to 3-by-1, and Terrell came. George kind of baited the quarterback. I think it was Garcia at the time, to think he was playing on the backside of the formation, and really his assignment was work to the front side of the formation where T.O. was. And I think when the quarterback looked back and looked George off, George went right towards T.O. and had an opportunity to get underneath the pass and break it up in the back of the end zone. I'm sure you remember that one, don't you, George?
I do remember that one. That was it was great coaching. I appreciate you for getting me in the. You know what's weird about that, though, Coach and Tim and JT, is that as an athlete, okay, there are moments where you need to show up and where you need to do certain things where you're just called upon, and it was ironic to me in the middle of the game, right? Like you said, it's fourth down play. It's a big time in the game. And somehow or another, all of you coaches, both staffs, figured out a way to get me matched up with Terrell Owens at that moment. I was like, okay, okay. What is this for TV ratings or what is this? So that is that ultimate competitive moment where I knew that he was going to get the ball, that's just the way it was going to be set up. And it was, if he catches it, he probably was going to spike the ball on top of my head or do whatever it's going to do. Or I was going to have to make the play.
So I wonder if he had a conversation in the huddle with Jeff Garcia. If you see George on me, you throw me the damn ball.
You are about to say, that's exactly what he said.
You know he did.
The damn ball.
I think he was waving off the line of scrimmage, looking for the ball.
Yes, well, and I'll have to say this because if you really watch the whole play, and at some point we're going to have to pull that play back up, I guess. At the end, and so this is where I probably should have gotten flagged, Coach. I don't even know if you guys knew that or saw that. I probably shouldn't have gotten flagged after the play because if you watch it, once I knocked the ball down, he rolled over and fell over. I kind of gave him a little bit extra after the
Of course you did.
After the play, I gave him a little bit extra.
I think that back judge might have been from Dallas,
The back judge, he did walk up and he was like, "Come on, Teague. Now I could have got you right there. I just kind of politely ran off and did my deal." But
do you send that back judge a Christmas card every year?
I send those to the coaches still.
That's pretty funny.
No, as an assistant coach, you obviously collect clips of plays, that you can teach off of throughout the year, over the years, and good clips. And this is you want to show the players when you install a defense, this is what it's supposed to look like when this scenario comes up. And on my red zone teaching tape, that's always one of the last plays that comes up that I get a chance to teach off of. So it still gets shown in a coaching light every single year that I've coached since that year.
That's pretty funny. But it's a legendary play for sure. Well, and that's a legend. The Cowboys and the 49ers have been a rivalry going back to the 70s, playing each other in the NFL, NFC championship games. And then, of course, through the 80s as well, and then into the 90s, and kind of fell off a little in the aughts. But as far as the rivalry goes, and an interpersonal rivalry within that rivalry, it's you and T.O., and it's been awesome to see it, all these years.
It's been a long time. I just can't admit, and I don't know about you, Coach. It just doesn't feel like it was 20 years ago. The anniversary is the 24th of this. That actually happened 20 years ago.
Where are we going drinking? Mike T.O.
Yeah, I don't know that he'll show up. He might, but who knows?
He's going to make sure that he's not paying the tab.
No.
So, if you guys have any more questions about that, please make sure that you go ahead and tag us. Hit us in here while you're watching live. And if there's any more questions about Terrell Owens you want to ask Coach, send those over to us as we're watching these screens, and we'll do this because there's a whole lot of other stuff that we need to talk to him about, right? So, because I want to flip it, and you can come back to him if you want to, Tim, but I want to ask you about college coaching, Coach Clancy, and the recruiting process compared to maybe evaluating pro players.
Right.
Is the process kind of the same for you guys as coaches, or the evaluation process, or how much different is it?
Well, I think it's different because you're really trying to project a younger body type and what they're going to be when they get to be a sophomore, junior in college. When you're looking at them now, sometimes we're looking at guys as sophomores in high school and trying to project, how they're going to be. I think the ability to get high school film has really gotten a lot better over the years, so you can evaluate the guys. But it still comes down to going and really watching them in person. Seeing how they practice, if you can go to a practice, watching how competitive they are when they're warming up in pregame drills. How do they carry themselves during the game? How are they into it? And so I think that, you're still looking for the same attributes. Like I said, you're looking for smart, tough, competitive guys. You want to dig into the coaches and find out, as much about the players you can at the time to see if they fit the profile that you're looking for on your team. And, when I was coaching in Dallas, I had the opportunity one day to have a conversation with late Joe Avizano, who was obviously a longtime assistant. And, George, you remember Brock Marion, obviously. And Brock was a 7th-round pick and was a very talented safety. And so Joe got a lot of credit for scouting Brock. I think he went to Utah State. And anyways, I said, Joe, when you went to work him out, what was the attribute that you looked for? And he goes, well, in all players, when I was recruiting as a college coach, I wanted to see if they could dunk a basketball. So any player he would go work out, he didn't care if they were, obviously going from high school to college or college to pro. He wanted to know if they could dunk a basketball or not, or, touch the bottom of the crossbar on the field goal post. And so, I kind of always held on to that. And if I had an opportunity to go see a kid or work a kid out when it wasn't during the game and they could dunk a basketball, whether it's a lineman or linebacker or defensive back, it's going to tell you they're a pretty good athlete. So other than evaluating the tape over the years, I've used that as kind of a benchmark. And, how do they bend? We get the opportunity in college now to have camps where they actually come and, work out for you. And, you get to see how their movement skills are and that type of thing, just like you brought some players out to USC, George, a couple summers ago. So that's obviously a tool that really helps too. But the bottom line is you're looking for smart, tough, competitive players. And I think the more in-person evaluations you can get are obviously going to be, the most productive as they grow up through your program.
Yep. And I thank you for that for a lot of reasons. But I want to say something to everyone that listens to this, because I know we have college coaches, high school coaches listening to this. And there's one thing that you said that just hit me with a ton of bricks, okay, Coach? And that's why I love you as a mentor and that kind of stuff. Because what you said was you asked another coach on what he was looking for and what he was doing as a pro coach, meaning you're still humble enough to know that there's probably still more that you needed to know. And I think we lose sight of that, especially in Pee Wee football, high school football. We think we know everything. We don't want to ask questions. We got to talk more than we ask questions, or, and things of that nature. So that is just another example to me of why I call you all the time, because I don't know everything. I don't pretend to know everything, and you got to ask people around you that have been doing that. So that's pretty cool, brother. So USC.
You had a couple of different stints there, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I was there in 2013 as a defensive coordinator, and then I came back in the spring of 2016 and just finished up 4 years there. So it was both times I've been there. It's a special place, and was glad, had a great opportunity to work there with some great people and great players, and obviously it's a great university. So it was a very good experience for me both times that I was there.
Is it different feel one way or another, fun, business-wise? I don't know. You can say how that is, but I guess maybe the question should be, how much different is it to coach at a major college like that versus coaching in the pros? What are the biggest difference from a coaching standpoint?
I think one of the things that attracted me to USC is probably it's as good as many pro jobs. Probably 10 of them or so, and you're going to get really good players to work with. To me, both levels. When I had an opportunity to first coach the defensive backs there in Dallas, as you remember, we had Mario Edwards as a rookie and Dwan Hawthorne, who was a free agent, and then we had you and Darren, obviously, at safety, but, it was a very young group and had an opportunity to develop them. So I guess my point being is, coaching's coaching and teaching's teaching, and to be able to, work with, a freshman in college or a rookie in the NFL, you're still, or a 9 or 10 year vet in the NFL, you're still trying to teach them certain things and get a message over to them. I think the biggest difference is, in college, you only get the 20-hour rule. So you're only getting an opportunity to meet with them during the season, probably 50 minutes to an hour a day. And, my most recent NFL job when I coached the linebackers for the 49ers in 2015, we had 4 40-minute blocks before we went out to walkthrough. And then you walk through and you go to lunch and you got another 40-minute meeting, and then you go practice. So just the amount of time where, I think in college, the thing that challenged me the most is I wanted to try to do schematically as much as I could on a limited amount of time with the players to, let them enjoy playing in kind of a fun scheme. And so that lent really more towards doing walkthroughs on the field and really doing less in classroom or, in class film work, where maybe you can keep their focus a little better when they're moving around on the field.
It's very interesting because the timing, I mean, I guess it would be kind of like being in high school from that standpoint. Of, going to class all day and then trying to find some time. Good thing is, at least college, everybody's got a bubble or something. The big ones to deal with rain. But man, Coach, I don't know what they do with this COVID stuff right now. Can you imagine trying to coach through this at this moment?
What a time to not be coaching.
Yeah, no, it's very challenging. The coaches I've stayed in touch with at the NFL level and at the collegiate level, and some at the high school level. It's different challenges on all three levels. But at the end of the day, it's a challenge, and things are definitely different for all three levels.
Yep. So what's next for you, Coach? What are you doing? Are you trying to get back in the game, or what are we doing?
Yeah. We'll see how the hiring cycle goes at the end of the season. I'll take a look at everything. Obviously, like good jobs, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity at whatever comes available that is somebody sees a good fit for me in their program, whether it be the NFL or college. But I'm just going to spend the fall, studying the NFL game as the games come on. You got the on NFL.com, you got the coaches copy access. So I'll just study that a lot and really look at the top offenses in pro football and see what people are doing and kind of look at ways how I would stop them, and then conversely look at study the top defenses. So I'll be on my computer a lot, keeping myself busy. And the good thing is I bought a treadmill right before the pandemic, so at least I'll be able to continue to get my cardio in every day and really just enjoy it. It's just kind of like halftime. Taking the time off, and I really didn't. There wasn't a situation. Talked to some people in the off season about some roles this fall, and really with the COVID situation, they didn't work out at this time. So just going to be patient and look forward to the next challenge and the best opportunity where both parties fit.
Yeah, Coach, you'll understand this because no one else will know what I'm talking about. But the one thing that I know that you missed the most about being in the league?
What's that?
The steam room, baby. You missed that old steam room. I know I get a laugh out of that
one. Yeah, I'll never forget. We were playing the Redskins, I think your last year there on Thanksgiving. And, they had a pretty formidable offense. And obviously it's a short week and there's not much practice time. And the morning of the game, I came in to get a steam. And you were in there. I think your back was bothering you at the time. And you were getting some extra work. And so I come out of the steam room and you said, Coach, you look a little bit, you okay? Are you a little bit nervous? And I said, yeah. And he goes, man, you ain't got nothing to worry about. We got you. Don't worry about that. Because there was a lot of checks involved in going against that offense with the different formations. And, that was one of George's specialties. He really could take things from, the classroom onto the field and get people lined up and call plays out. And I remember there was a dig route in that game and you jumped it and broke it up and you were supposed to be in the post. And I said, George, you came out of the post. You said, but I made the play, didn't I? I knew it was coming. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to correct you anymore. You just do what you want to do, okay?
No. What thing you talking was the play the percentages. Play the percentages.
That's right.
Where the ball goes. Right. That's studying those big old books y'all used to give us. Because they give them iPads or tablets or Microsoft. What's the Microsoft one? Services and all that kind of stuff now. And
Right.
we used to have these big 3-ring, 5-ring binders of paper. Gosh.
Yeah, and an actual film reel.
Oh my gosh, man. Nowadays, can you imagine how much study you can get in on these phones? And
Oh yeah, the iPads. They take their iPads with them. They get all the cut ups, and I think that was one of the unique things about coaching, and I'm sure a lot of the coaches that didn't get an opportunity to do spring or to do the OTAs or mini camps at the NFL level, but it's teaching the players how to study film, what to look for, from what's the situation on the scoreboard to what's the formation to what's the play, and can you picture our defense against that? And those are the baby step things that are fun that I'm sure a lot of people miss to do with the way the COVID affected things this year.
Okay.
I forgot what that last thing was we were going to ask you, Coach. Are you going to hang out with us for the next 30 minutes after the break, or you got to run?
I'll do whatever you guys want. I mean, it's just a pleasure to be on here and enjoying the time with you guys.
Yeah, no, I would like for you to hang out. We got to run a couple ads. We got to pay the bills, those kind of things. And then,
you've always been a good entrepreneur too. So,
that's the truth.
I have to be another story. We have to talk about the business ventures with my wife.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, anyway, let's just sit tight, Coach, and we'll come back in about 5 minutes. And
sounds good.
Okay.
All right, this is Teague's Take. We're live from the Maverick Bar in Carrollton, Texas, until 7 p.m. tonight. We are here every Thursday from 6 to 7, 1616 West Hebron Parkway in Carrollton. We're going to take a quick break, as George said, and we'll be right back with Coach Pendergast.
ProfoundSites.com for your personal and commercial needs. Websites built, prepared, secured, maintained, and found. Brent Thomas and ProfoundSites.com provide e-commerce development, website development, online marketing, web, mobile, and e-commerce consulting. With over 10 years experience, Profound Sites is responsible for creating GeorgeTeague.com, where you can hear Teague's Take with George Teague every week. Brent Thomas and Profound Sites can take you through the entire pain-free process of building your new website. From initial discussion to planning, design, to coding, and making your site live and discoverable on the internet. Contact Brent Thomas at ProfoundSites.com or email him at brent@ProfoundSites.com.
Hey, this is IndyCar Tim. I want to talk to you about the Maverick Bar and Grill in Carrollton, Texas. It's North Dallas's premier sports bar and grill, located at 1616 West Hebron Parkway. It's 16 minutes from just about anywhere in the DFW Metroplex. With all of the live action on dozens of TVs and the big screen, it's the place to hang out and watch the return of sports with all your friends. Friday and Saturday nights, you'll find the best live music in DFW right there at the Maverick Bar. And of course, on Thursday nights at 6 p.m., you'll find Teague's Take broadcasting live with Alabama and Cowboys legend George Teague. Come hang out and be part of the show. Check out the Maverick Bar and Grill in Carrollton, 972-492-7500, or on the web at themaverickbar.com.
Need a one-stop shop for Cowboys news and happenings over at the Star in Frisco? Click on over to CowboysSI.com. Featuring Mike Fisher with 30 years experience covering America's team. It's the most popular of all the Sports Illustrated sites and home to the Cowboys Blitzcast podcast. CowboysSI.com is the place to get inside your Cowboys. With such a talented team of writers and reporters over there, you'll always know the latest about personnel and roster moves, salary cap issues, and draft class status. Click on over to CowboysSI.com and always be in the know and get the inside scoop on America's team.
Increase time inside your home, noticing all the little things needing attention? Let Repair Resource be your one trusted contractor to tackle all of your home repair needs. They do it all: electrical, plumbing, drywall, painting, and flooring of all types. They can even handle your exterior needs, like fencing, patio covers, concrete pads, and decking. No job too big or small. Repair Resource does it all. Call them at 972-415-1198 or visit them online at www.repair-resource.com.
Hello, Teague's Take fans. This is IndyCar Tim, and I want to talk to you about our good friends over at Meat Church. Do you need to take your barbecue and grilling game to the next level? Check out the great line of products from Meat Church Barbecue, from seasoning and rubs to full-blown recipes for things like pork belly burnt ends, smoked queso, beef ribs, smoked bologna, and Texas-style brisket. Meat Church has what you need. If your barbecue and grilling game is lacking, check out their barbecue classes and other events They'll help you raise your game to impress friends and family. If you're in the Waxahachie area, please check out their store at 205 West College Street, or give them a call at 214-980-1063, or head on over to meatchurch.com for locations near you where you can get all their great products or order directly online at meatchurch.com. Welcome back into Teague's Take. Alongside George Teague, JT, and Coach Pendergast, I'm IndyCar Tim, live from the Maverick Bar. Coach, we had another couple of things for you real quick before we head into JT's Money Matter segment, if you don't mind. I wanted to talk a little bit about your days in Arizona, and specifically the Super Bowl. And, coming that close, literally minutes away from the win before that last second touchdown. He was out of bounds, by the way. I'll just throw that out there. You come that close and you haven't had a chance really to get back there. How do you deal with that? Is that just something that kind of stays with you for a while?
Yeah, definitely. It took me, a little bit of time to want to watch that film for sure. But, it was a great year. 9 of those 11 starters had been with me for 4 or 5 years. And so that was my 5th year there. I was there with Denny Green the first 3 years, and then was retained by Ken Wisna the last 2 years I was there. So the 9 of those 11 players, like I said, had been with us, or been with me, 4 or 5 years. I think everybody but the 2 starting corners. And so it was a fun group to work with. And that was a year where, we clinched the NFC West, I think Thanksgiving weekend. And we had, 3 games left. We had Minnesota at home, at New England, and Seattle. And, we couldn't have helped ourselves any by winning any of those 3 games because we already clinched a home field game in the first round. So, we kind of pumped the brakes a little bit and didn't do a whole lot defensively. Right. And, lost to Minnesota at home and went to New England on, I think it was Christmas Eve in a snowstorm, and they beat us up pretty good. And then we come back and play Seattle at home and beat them. And I think nobody really gave us a chance, but we knew it, inside our building, we had a pretty good team. And that defense that I had, we were, I think, 8th in the league before those last 3 games, and gave up some yards the last 3 games. And I think everybody kind of wrote us off at the time. And so we had a very competitive, game against Atlanta at home. Then we go to Carolina, at Carolina, and win, I think, 38-10. And it was a short week. Well, it was a Saturday to Saturday, so it was a Saturday game. And so we had, a bunch. I think we had 4 or 5 turnovers on defense, and the offense was able to capitalize on those turnovers. And then now we got Philadelphia coming in for the NFC Championship game, and we had lost to them earlier in the year on Thanksgiving night. We had played the Giants in a late game on Sunday before Thanksgiving, then had to go to Philly and play on Thanksgiving night. And George, how short weeks those are on Thanksgiving, and you culminate that. All you had to do was drive a half hour to the facility. We had to fly 5 hours. So, I'll never forget, we were walking onto the field for warm-ups, and Darnell Dockett, who was, an all-pro player for us, he comes up behind me and hits me on the shoulder, and he says, "Coach, I don't know, man. I'm still sore from Sunday." and when your best player up front tells you that, he wasn't feeling it. So we lost that game to Philly, and not taking anything away from them. They were a talented team, and Donovan McNabb was on fire that night. And I think there was a little bit in the championship game where I think they were, had a little bit of confidence to them, but we were very confident ourselves because we knew what we were up against when we went out there on Thanksgiving. So, winning that championship game at home was special, and then getting an opportunity to coach in the Super Bowl was a lot of fun. And I think we held Pittsburgh to like 285 yards total offense, and they had 85 on the last drive. So, and the offense gave up a touchdown before the end of the half. So that last drive, we had some chances to get them off the field, got them in some, third and fourth down situations, and just couldn't get them off the field. And when they got down to the red zone, Ben overthrew San Antonio on the first play. And so, you look at enough tape on the coordinator on the other side, you look at every game and all the scenarios. And, I thought in my head, they're going to flip the formation or on the same play. And that's what they did. And, they were able to convert it. And, they needed a field goal to tie the game. So, you're not looking to you're thinking, coverage on first down, coverage on second down, and then all out blitz them on third down and force them into a situation where they're going to they have an opportunity to go to overtime. So it was, I was really proud of the way the guys fought and played. And, but, we didn't get it done. And you got to give Pittsburgh a lot of credit, and they executed at the right time.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. It was one of the great Super Bowls. We've had some games that weren't all that great going into the half and towards the end of the game.
Yes, sir.
But that was one of the ones that, man, you went down to the wire.
Man, and I tell you, Coach, it's just amazing, and still listening to you when you see how much knowledge and how much time it takes.
He's talking about all that like it was yesterday.
I know. I'm not good like that. You start asking me about plays. And
I don't even remember what we talked about last week on the show.
Yeah, you probably don't remember what we talked about right before the break.
No. Do we take a break?
So, Coach, the last thing. So one of the things that we actually I just got hit with, right? So Seneca Wallace. I don't know if you remember that name or not.
Yeah.
But he was a coach for us. I'm saying was at JP2, the high school that I currently coach at. And he did an internship with the Dallas Cowboys this year. And they are retaining him or picking him up. So congratulations to him, first of all. But I really want to know, because I know there's a lot of coaches, young people like us, me, that are trying to figure out, okay, how do I get to the next level? And, how do I get an internship, minority internship, whatever, how it is. How do you guys, if you can say, I guess, is that pretty valuable to you guys as position coaches, coordinators, head coaches, when you have interns come in? Are there, truly legitimate shots that the guys have to, to get on if you can catch an internship?
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is relationships, and you mentioned earlier in the show, you did the internship with me in Cleveland and then also in Arizona, and then as soon as I got to Kansas City, I wanted to hire you as assistant DB coach. So there's an example there that would given you a break, and the timing just didn't work, and hopefully we'll get to work together someday. But it helps to have the relationships. But it's great to see guys like him who had a good career and be able to make that jump, from the high school to the pro level.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I do appreciate it, brother. And I know we've had you for a long time. We're going to have to talk a little bit about this football game that's going to be coming on here in a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
So I want to thank you for your time, man. And I hope that it gets safe enough out there in your neck of the woods. Clancy's out in some part of California. And
Manhattan Beach.
Yeah, I don't know what the beaches are looking like and all that kind of stuff, but whenever it clears up and I can get out there after the season, I'm catching the first thing smoking to come out there and spend a little bit of time with you. So,
well, no, you're always welcome. You know that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do appreciate it. I'll get you back on because at some point in time, I'm going to have to talk to you about horses and horse racing. That would be a very good, interesting topic for some people that don't understand the real world of what horses do and how to make money doing that. So
I'd love to hear that.
All you had to say was making money.
Yes. Well, Clancy's really good at that too, about making money. I can tell you that. So I know I'm telling you about how to that I call him to talk about football, but a guy that's done well and understands finances. He's very good at that too. So
Very good. Well, Coach, we appreciate you popping on with us for sure.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys having me, and you guys enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right. Well, take care.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
And there he goes. Coach Clancy Pendergast, one of Georgia's favorite coaches ever.
Absolutely he is. That is without a doubt.
Is he your favorite coach ever, or do you not want to say who your favorite coach ever is?
Jimmy Johnson.
I have two in mind that might be your favorite coach ever.
If it's not, so I'm trying to figure out if he's playing with me or joking.
No, I'm for real.
Zimmer is one of my favorite coaches. And I don't know if that was one of your two.
Yeah.
People I lean on, Zimmer. So I got to put him and Clancy up there really close. I don't know who you would say after that. I guess
those are the only two that I had. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll say because there's quite a few people that I've learned from, that I've kind of molded myself after. I guess Clancy and Mike Zimmer being the top two, but
so not Jimmy Johnson.
No, definitely not.
Jan Gailey.
But this one may surprise you. His name is Dick Duran. Dick Duran, who ended up being the head coach the Bears, I think, or Bills, or maybe both. But anyway,
yeah, I think you're right.
Dick Duran was the defensive back coach at Green Bay, and so he's probably the one who taught me my patience as a coach the most, because he is the first coach out of all of my days that when I came over after I got beat, he didn't yell at me. He didn't, and this is in the league now, when I'm making money, I'm a first round draft pick. And he looks at me and he says, before he scolded me, he said, "Hey, tell me what you saw." And that meant the world to me, because it gave me the opportunity to at least lie or tell the truth.
Yeah, lie so they can bring out the picture and show you exactly what you were looking at.
Yes, because how many times have we seen that as coaches? You kind of ask them, and oh man, they went in motion over there. Didn't nobody move? What are you talking about? So he actually gave me an opportunity to tell him, because his philosophy was always, hey, we can't always see what you guys see. So tell me what you saw before I tell you exactly what you did wrong or how you can be better, because you maybe could understood. And I've taken that as a coach in the high school, where I can ask the guy, well, what did you see? Give me something, and I can either call them BS and no, that didn't happen, or you know what? I can see that happening because of whatever, based upon the film and all that kind of stuff. So, I give a lot of stuff to Dick Duran for that as well. So,
well, very cool. Do you want to get in? I don't know if we have time for Money Matters tonight. We got Stars coming on at 7, as well as NFL football kickoff weekend coming on at 7. JT, can we hold that for next week?
Yeah, no problem there.
And maybe get into Jada's segment here, since it's relevant for the game tonight. You want to do that?
Yeah, why don't we do that? We got a very special presentation here that you guys take a look at really quick.
We're going to try.
We'll see if we can make it work. We're trying some new things here, just to try to make ourselves a little bit more fancy. I guess I can say that. So we're going to try to give it a whirl. If we can't, we apologize ahead of time.
Yeah, this is what happens when you demo things live.
Well,
we're producing on the fly here.
It's okay. Are you trying to tell me y'all hadn't just made up something as you went? JT, you never made up anything just as you went along.
Well, no, what I'm saying, I do live demos all the time at work, but usually, things don't happen as smoothly as you think they will, because you did it live. So, we in the software side, we always say just record it and play the video live instead of trying to do it live.
Yep.
All right. So, I'm not sure this is.
If it's not going to go, that'll be okay. We can pose her question to us because
This
it's relevant.
Oh, there we go.
wasn't the way I intended it to be. Let's try.
Oh, what happened there? That was
Yeah,
interesting.
that share screen might work.
Yeah, the problem is it's on the wrong
Oh,
Screen.
supposed to
There
be
you
on
go. Oh, you just can't. Oh, you
that.
should bring her in. You got it. I think if you can hit play.
No. Well, it's not on the stream though. It's just on my screen.
Oh, okay.
So here, let's do this. We need to get Jada's question on here, and before the segment for next week, I'll figure out how to get it on the stream. But yeah, so this is George's daughter.
Yes,
Jada?
we were going to be starting a segment here. I kind of teased it before on social media and everything else, and I'm still trying to make up the name. I was going to go with something uniquely Jada, but it's basically going to be Jada Speaks is what I got right now at this moment. Jada Speaks, because she's doing a lot of work with the Houston Texans and her school. It's not a newspaper, but it's a school production called the Pisano. She's doing a great job with that. Of course, she's doing some other work with D210. So she got a lot of stuff going on in the broadcasting world. So she's wanted to pose a question to us to talk about for tonight's game.
All right, let's see if this works. Everybody say prayer.
Yep.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jada Teague here with Teague's Take. So we know that Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson just signed multi-million-dollar contracts. Is this a good thing or a bad thing for Dak Prescott?
So, yeah, and of course, matchup tonight, Chiefs and Texans. So we've got Deshaun Watson, the new $40 million man, against the $50 million man on the other side of the field.
That's all?
52, I think, is what it comes out to per year.
Yes.
But, yeah, so, Dak Prescott, of course, still in his negotiating, and they're not allowed to negotiate for the rest of the year till the offseason. But, he's playing under the tag, $33 million this year. So are these big contracts for the other quarterbacks a good thing for him or a bad thing for him, you think?
I think there's a double-edged sword to this. Maybe that sounds like the easy way going out. But what I can say what he has in his favor is that he does have the tender, so he's already at $30+ million. So he's not, relatively speaking, that far away from a $40 million deal. I don't know how TV money is going to go, but if he has a stellar year, I'm not sure exactly what stellar is, but if he's a top 10 quarterback, I don't know if he has to be top 5. You guys can weigh in on that. But I think if he's one of the top quarterbacks, you can't deny him an extension. I don't think you can give him another franchise tag that you're going to have to pay him high 30s, 40s, just because that's gonna be the new market. So I didn't know the math. Maybe JT can figure this out from next time. But the franchise tag is the average of the top 5 quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm. Top 5 at your position.
So if you got a 50 and a 40, and who else knows what it's going to be? Even if you franchise him, you're probably going to be $40 million for it's over with anyway.
Well, next year they're projecting the tag, if he goes under the tag again, to be between 37 and 38 million.
So
for his year 2 tag, because the percentage actually goes up if you're tagged the second year in a row.
Yeah, and that 50 carries it up there, bro.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
And I don't know who else is in line to get new deals, quarterbacks, next year. I don't know who's free agents. I haven't studied that much, but I know this is Lamar Jackson's second year? Third year. If he has another year, how does he not go and break the bank next year to push this number back up there? You can't. I don't know what his base salary is, but come on.
Well, yeah,
man.
he'd still be under his rookie deal right now, right? I mean, on his year. So.
I mean, I wonder. At first, I was thinking maybe Dak doesn't take the franchise deal and he just kind of walks. But I'm wondering, with Kirk Cousins, he bet on himself 2 or 3 times, and if you wait for, if you play under the franchise tender one more year, and then you wait for Lamar to get signed. I mean, I feel like if you're playing well, that helps Dak. Say, okay, look, now you got 3 quarterbacks that are young that are getting paid this amount of money. And I'm not even sure that Dak, that his dispute was with how much money he wanted. I thought it was over the length of the contract, whether it was 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
well,
that was the deal.
And so that goes into if the talk was he wanted a 5-year deal.
No, he wanted 4. He wanted less years because he wanted to be able to renegotiate again after the new TV deal kicks in.
Okay, so that's my point. If he wanted 4 and the Cowboys wanted 5, they're about to give him 1, or he's taken. Mm-hmm. So the next negotiating point is he wanting
3?
Go for a 3-year deal, or is he trying to say, "Hey, I want 3," or is he going to try to extend that? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that part's tough.
That now if that was your stickler on the amount of the length of the contract, well, that's going to have to change next year.
Yeah, Lincoln just brought up a good point. He said he's going to put himself in a box with, now you're up against where you were trying to be now, where that new TV deal kicks in, and you're going to already be there. So I'll tell you right now, Deshaun Watson just signed or extended at $40 million a year. Dak Coleman. Sorry, Lincoln. Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than Deshaun Watson. He's going to make
wait a minute.
more money.
Wait a minute. He got a chair. Did you hear that one?
Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than Deshaun Watson.
Oh, wow.
Okay, now
I don't know if I can co-sign that yet.
Lamar Jackson, no.
Wait. Tell us why. Tell us why Dak he's better.
Got better tools. The only quarterback category Dak Prescott does not beat Deshaun Watson in is athleticism. He's got a better arm. He's more accurate. That's true.
I love heckling.
What do you say?
That Watson has his offensive line is not as good.
Oh, their offensive line is kind of trash.
I agree with that.
So he's running the legs,
and he doesn't have anybody to throw to.
Well, so is that going to be another comparable feature that we got to make? Because
I'm just saying, as a quarterback,
we're going to see this tonight. Deshaun is not going to have Hopkins, right? He's going to have to throw to Will Fuller.
Yeah, he's going to have Fuller, Snead, and a somewhat optional Brandon Cooks, maybe.
Yes, so he's got some older guys that he's got to throw. I'm saying older, but
in football years,
yes, they're slower. Let me put it that way. So Dak now has youth on his side, I guess, from the guys that he's actually throwing to or playing with and handing the ball to, compared to what it's going to be. So maybe there's going to be more comparable stuff to this. I'm hearing what you're saying, that you feel like Dak is a better quarterback. I think there'll be a whole lot of debate going on.
Well, that's fine. And my original point was going to be somebody is going to pay him $40+ million. It might not be the Cowboys. If they go to the NFC Championship and lose to the Saints this year, like I predict, they're not going to have him back unless he wants to play under a tag. And he may not want the tag, and he'll be a free agent. Somebody will pay him $45 million.
You'll give up 2 firsts, because Jerry's going to stick a tag on him. You have to give him 2 firsts. You give up 2 first rounds for that.
2 first rounds? That's insane.
But you give up 2 first rounds. It's 2 first rounds, right? If you're a franchise,
I would take it. I'd take it right now.
If you're who?
Anybody? No, I mean, if I'm the Cowboys, offers me 2 first-round picks for
Dak. If you're the Cowboys, sure, but who's giving up 2 first rounds?
Who's going to give up?
Jacksonville.
They didn't do nothing this year.
Nah,
that's true.
They could have came and got him this year for that.
No, because they're
and give him an extension.
They got their guy.
Minshew,
the mysterious mustache man.
Minshew.
No, I'm not saying he's the guy. I'm saying they think he's the guy.
Well, they also thought Nick Foles was the guy too, though.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, okay. So I think we're saying, do we answer the question? Does it help or does it not help? the
Is it a
quarterback
good thing or a bad thing
for Dak?
for Dak? I say it's a good thing.
I think it depends.
It's just driving the price up for him.
Yeah, I think if we're just talking about is he going to get paid more, I think yes, it helps. But I don't actually think it helps him secure a contract with the Cowboys because, as we said, he was trying to have his contract up when the TV deal runs out, and every year that he plays on a franchise tag or 1-year deal is not helping that cause at all.
No, see, and I think it's a good thing. I guess you can look at the question from two different. I think we're looking at it from different aspects. I'm saying just for Dak himself, it's a good thing because to me, it's going to help him make more money. If you're talking about him re-signing with the Cowboys, I think it's a bad thing because I think it makes it less likely that he will re-sign with the Cowboys. Yeah, because they're not going to want to pay him $45 million.
They're going to have to. I don't know. The money's getting so big nowadays, fellas. I mean, I'm watching DBs.
Can you call Jerry right now and
DBs
say, Jerry,
20
chime in on this? Yeah, that's true.
DBs are getting
well, yeah. I mean, and I don't even think that the DB that just got 20 million is even the best one. So
you could have said his name,
Jalen.
Yeah, I don't. I think the Bills are underrated here with signing Tre'Davious White for pennies on the dollar compared to what Jalen Ramsey just got.
Well, who are the agents? They look into that. But okay, guys. So let me ask you this before we have to run or whatever, and talking about this game tonight. So we're all talking about two key matchups: Mahomes, Watson, right? So which one I'm taking? Who's winning the game tonight?
Kansas City.
Right. And okay, I'm going to take KC as well. What is the spread? Anybody know?
9.5. That's what it was on Monday. Yeah, when I did my picks.
You're gonna take the spread.
I took Chiefs to cover. Yeah,
I did too.
It's either 9 to cover.
Woo! Yeah, I don't think the Texans are good.
Yeah, I don't either.
What about their defense?
What about their defense? I don't think they're good either.
Okay.
So JT, how do you feel about the Houston Texans?
Yes,
I think they are mediocre at best.
So that's the next question then. And I was posed this question 2 weeks ago. Do the Texans win their division?
No.
Wait, who else is in the division? They got the Jags,
the Titans,
the Colts,
Jags.
Nah, probably not. I'd bet the field. I don't know how the Colts are actually going to do because
they don't have a quarterback.
I mean, they got somebody.
Oh, Phillip Rivers.
As we refer to him on my other show, Phyllis Rivers.
But no way the Jags make it. So, I mean, they're at least guaranteed third place.
No, I picked the Titans for that division.
Did you just say they're glad? Who gets third place?
The Texans are guaranteed at worst third place.
So you do at least think they're better than Jacksonville?
Everybody's better than Jacksonville.
The Browns?
We'll see about that. Yeah, the Browns are better than Jacksonville. Browns are going to make the playoffs this year. Of course, I've been saying that for 2 years. I'm trying to be the smart guy.
Okay.
Hadn't worked out well.
Well, I guess then while we're watching this and we're all watching our fantasy football teams, I don't know who you guys have, but I know everybody's got to be watching Kelsey and Tyreek Hill for sure, and Mahomes. I think
He's only saying that because that's who's on his fantasy team.
Didn't you pick up Mahomes?
Oh, yeah, well, in one of them, yeah, I did pick up Mahomes.
Okay, so I don't know what you're talking about. You're going to be watching it too, so I'll see if you're going to get 40 points off your quarterback or something. But it's going to be an exciting game. I'm not sure. I don't know.
So how about real quick before we shut down here, thoughts on Cowboys Rams Sunday night?
All right.
I've officially changed my mind.
I'm taking the Cowboys. Is that what you changed your mind to, the Cowboys, or you're taking the Rams now?
Yeah, I had originally earlier, it was probably a week and a half ago, I said I would not be surprised if the Cowboys lost a close one, but I've changed my mind.
There is no way they lose this game on
Why are you
Sunday.
changing your mind, though? What made you change your mind? What factor happened over the last week?
I don't know. Maybe I just got smarter.
He remembered Jared Goff as their quarterback.
Yeah, well,
Hey, Jared Goff went to the Super Bowl, so y'all can quit.
They got to the Super Bowl.
But I think, and so I would say,
so did Trent
the Cowboys are more
yeah
positioned.
So did Brad Johnson.
That's my point.
Yeah, but they're not the same team, the Rams. The Cowboys are better, at least on paper. The offense should be more potent, I believe. I think the defense is going to do better. I meant to send JT a tweet that I saw today about Diggs getting all these interceptions in practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, see, I just want to say, if Dak ends up throwing like 3 interceptions to Jalen Ramsey, then we're gonna have a whole different conversation about Diggs, and it's gonna turn into I'm gonna be coming at Tim about whether is it Dak that's throwing these picks in practice, because I'm still. I mean, he's covering Noah Brown. I need to see him against first string receivers.
Well,
before
we're
I
gonna
start
see it
crowning
Sunday.
him the king.
Okay, last one, then we're gonna end on this. If Dak shows out on Sunday, whatever, he has 300 yards passing, 400 yards passing. Are we going to be talking about this contract for Dak Prescott?
Just like we did last year.
Is this going to be another dead deal for a whole another year? Just
like last year. Remember the first 3 games last year when he threw 10 touchdowns and no picks and, had 400 yards per game, and he looked like the next coming of Roger Staubach. By the way, Roger Staubach's a better quarterback too.
I'm not sure. Oh my gosh, this dude here. This is happening when you're a Texas A&M fan.
Gig him. But everybody was saying, "Oh, there it is. You got to sign him now. You got to." And then what happened over like the next 4 games? They went 0-4, and he threw 5. Two. I mean, it's all cyclical. You can't base anything on one game's performance, good or bad.
Right. So that's what I want. I want people to pump the brakes, even if they do beat the brakes off of the Rams, like they still got 15 games to go. And
I think they will. I think it's going to be ugly.
I agree with that. I think so. I think it's going to be good. They're going to crown McCarthy.
Cowboys.
And yes, sir. Jerry Jones will have some nice media time, and we'll do it. So we're going to watch this game tonight, though. I'm seeing it popping up on the TVs and stuff of that nature. It looked like no fans or a few fans. What is that going on?
They allowed 22,000 people in the seats.
Okay, no fans.
So
they're playing in
Arrowhead.
Oh, they're playing in Arrowhead.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we're going to give the Chiefs.
All right.
9.
Everybody enjoy Sunday Night Football. Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Rams. Kickoff is tonight, of course. Texans and Chiefs. Dallas Stars game 3 tonight against the Vegas Golden Knights. That'll be on at the same time, man. I hope we got both games on in here because I'm going to need all of the sports tonight. JT, take care of everything out there. Take care of the baby. Hug Emily for us. You going to be back at the table with us next week, or do you know yet?
No.
No, I don't know yet. Probably not, though. I'll probably be here.
All right. Well, this works too, man. It's not a big deal. Or we can just come to your house and do the show.
Well, we can go to your house. I mean, you're right at the street.
That's true.
Got all the equipment.
Not far away. It stays in my car.
Actually, probably none of us are going to be here. Now that I might as well go ahead and say that because I have a scrimmage next Thursday.
Okay.
So I don't know that I'm going to be able to walk away from that.
Change the time or make it later.
We'll figure it out.
We'll talk about it.
Yep.
Yeah, and we'll let everybody know on social media if there's a change one way or the other for it. But this has been Teague's Take. We appreciate everybody coming out to the Maverick Bar. We want to give a shout out to our sponsors again. ProfoundSites.com, of course, Meat Church, CowboysSI.com, the Maverick Bar and Grill, and Repair Resource. Appreciate all those boys showing support for us. I can't believe I remembered all 5 of them off the top of my head like that.
You're a good man.
But we'll be back next Thursday, maybe. Check us out on social media. Look at GeorgeTeague.com for the current show and video of the show and for what's going on in his world. And we will talk to you then. Appreciate everybody.
All right, have a great night.